Folks, I'm not crazy about this one at all. I was chatting it up with Cardinal, and something she said hit me like just a bolt of lightning. Patriots are just conditioned to think about the future. And really that was it for me. That bolt of lightning just hit, and this all started to make sense. Welcome to the dark side of the podcast. For the podcast listeners, we tweaked the intro again to take care of the hole it seemed to have. And yes, I got feedback. Thank you. I hope you like this one better. For the video folks, I'm wearing the same t-shirt because apparently we are almost a brand now, and I am supposed to represent it. Thanks, Cardinal. It's not the same t-shirt. I got a whole bunch of them. This episode is proudly brought to you by Guy's Gun Shop. Info on the podcast.com and loosely affiliated with TB2K. For all the news you won't see but really need to, Time Bomb 2000. Patriots are conditioned to think about the future. She was so right about that. I've been battling that right there for years now. If everybody else got there before me, well done. Why don't we do anything about that? Why don't we say anything about that? Why don't we act when we know something is terribly wrong? We're fighters. Patriots are fighters. We go boldly. That's America, baby. That is our America. But somewhere over the last 50, 60 years, slowly and methodically, we've been conditioned not to act. The government will take care of it. Don't you worry. Need some food? We got you. You need some money? We got you. Too much violence? We got you. They've built a pen around us slowly. They put up the first side, put some food in there, and we ate. Next time, they put up two sides, and we ate. Then three sides. We ate. When we came for the food again, they put up the final side, and we were trapped. We went willingly. Law and order, respect for authority, respect for the press, respect for the system. Well, guess what, folks? Those are the four sides of the cage. We've been conditioned to believe that because a government makes a law, that it must be a just law. We've been conditioned to believe that if the government sanctions an action, that it is somehow just. Now, I was struggling for a long time on why the government seems to have so much contempt for us. And Cardinal, she did explain it to me. I don't have much respect for my food either. I need it. It sustains me. It keeps my blood flowing and my lungs taking in air and letting it out. But I don't exactly respect the cheeseburger I'm about to eat. Eating is not it's not a Pavlovian response to stimulus. So when you have a communist uprising like we have now, and that's exactly what this is, communist uprising, we sit back. That's the frustration you're feeling right now. That's the frustration I'm feeling right now. That is why you are questioning actions and motives. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I make it real plain in my intro. I am not here to tell you what to think, just what I think. I've been conditioned to believe that what the government says is okay, it must be, right? Hell, they have a stamp on my toilet that says it's safe to use. Everywhere we look, government stamps. Apparently, I can be fined and imprisoned for tearing a tag off of my mattress. Conditioned. Pavlovian conditioning. Now, let's play devil's advocate here just a bit. Suppose there was a generation that was taught from birth not to care about the future or really give it much thought at all. What if there was a generation that had no respect for law and order because they were told doesn't apply to them? What if there was a generation that was told repeatedly that you didn't build that, regardless of what you actually built? What would that generation do? How would you reason with them? How would you explain it to them that private property is exactly that, private? They have no sense of it. Eunuch, pickle, underpants. If you tried, all they will hear is Charlie Brown's teacher. Now, combine the lack of respect for the freedom of others with the inability to consider the future or the results of their actions. Wrap that in a sense of entitlement and give it government sanction. I can't describe a more perfect storm. Now, I'm not going to delve into the inner city, single mother, bad schools, gangs, rampant violence, drugs, poverty issue. I'm not discounting it. I'm just pointing out that I don't have to point it out. You guys, everybody knows. Now, take that generation that has had the hate of the world poured into it from day one and give it a target and remove accountability. That's all she wrote. And that's what we're up against. The frustration that you're feeling is the inability to act. Enough of the country is holding together that most of us hope it will just pass us by. But this is just the run-up, guys. This is the foreplay. Come November, either way, everything changes. If the president gets reelected, the cities will burn. If by hook or crook the Democrats eke one out, the whole country's going to burn. Imagine if this type of violence that we're seeing right now was sanctioned from the most powerful office in the world. And it will be. Yeah, how do I know? Am I psychic? No, because he already said it. They have huge plans for you, Patriots. Huge plans. I think enough of us are aware of it. But our response, our conditioned response, is to go gray. Just go to ground. Because we've learned that action doesn't strip anyone else of life, liberty, or property. Learned helplessness. You cannot escape because you don't believe you can. I've been conditioned. Death and taxes, right? But a cornered animal is a dangerous animal, and we're cornered now. I mean, are you ready? You ready to wake up? Form your groups. Be ready. Practice. 2, 2, and 2. And I know I mentioned this on the podcast, but I'm going to say it here again. 2 double taps, 2 targets, 2 seconds. That's a conditioned response. We've learned a lot of lessons over the years, but the one I am clinging to now is that when a government becomes oppressive, or an agent or group of the government becomes oppressive, we throw it off. We throw it down and we dance on it. It's time to undo the conditioning, folks. Things are not well, and they won't be until enough of us realize what has happened to us. And when we do, the earth is going to tremble. So I didn't enjoy this one. I knew I wouldn't. Madam Cardinal of the D Cups took the wind right out of my sails when I thought I was on cruise control, and she was right. The bigger picture is that we forget and have forgotten how to see the bigger picture. I have no idea how to undo the conditioning except to say resist. If your first urge is to run, resist. If your first thought is to capitulate, resist. If you feel it's better to kneel and live, resist it. For myself, Cardinal, Bell, and Tyler, we didn't enjoy talking about it, and I'm sure you didn't enjoy listening to it. But that conditioning is the only thing keeping this going, and it's time to throw it off. It's time to dance on it. We have a live stream tomorrow night, Friday the 17th at 7:30 p.m. Sign-ups on thepodcast.com. We would love to have you there with us. Replay will be on the podcast as well until the next one. So if you miss it, you can catch it anytime. But if I make some massive blunder, I'm going to edit it out, and you won't get to see it live. Everybody, stay safe. Keep up your situational awareness. Keep the head on a swivel, and we will catch you next time.